We're the Redneck Redcoats, and we're sailing SV, fresh to Solden.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. To go on
Where we going?
We are going to ST Augustine. We are turning left.
Yeah, so what's our plan with our 1% battery?
According to this, it's going to take us probably 2 days.
Yeah?
One night, 2 days. And then hoping we'll get some wind and we'll get some current behind us. Shrink that time down a little bit.
What's our ultimate plan?
Get back to North Carolina. So we're heading.
So far we've been staying on the edge of the storm. So like one side of our boat was really nice weather and the other side was dark and dreary. And the lightning and the rain was off in the distance. But we've just moved all the kids down into the cabin because it's now raining and lightning here. We seem to be further into the storm than we were before, so we'll see. Yeah. Not going to be able to avoid the storm because it's literally right here. So right now it seems fairly calm, but according to what came over the radio a few minutes ago, it's going to be pretty rough. So we'll see what happens.
Nautical miles at 3:42 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm capable of producing winds to around 30 knots. This thunderstorm was located over Indian Harbor Beach or over Satellite Beach, moving northeast at 10 knots. Mariners can expect gusty winds to around 30 knots, locally high waves, lightning strikes, and heavy downpours. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately until the storm passes. Serving Melbourne and vicinity, this is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXJ70, the voice of the National Weather Service.
It's okay. It's okay. We're okay. Pretty remarkable that the wind is blowing pretty hard, the rain's coming down hard and sideways, the boat's actually heeled over, but the swell seems to be minimal and spread out, so we're not rocking back the west. Is that right? Is that east? East. We've got south is the storm that we just came through. West is this beautiful, beautiful blue sky. And then north, directly in front of us, looks like round 2. The weather was rough for quite a while. It did eventually clear up though. At one point there were 3 cruise ships within a half a mile of us and we couldn't see them because the rain was coming down and the clouds were so low. Steven says this is the worst storm we've ever been through. I'm not sure if I really am of that same frame of mind. Our very first sail leaving Southport, North Carolina, going to Oriental, North Carolina, was extremely rough. Steven had very bad seasickness during that trip and he slept the entire time. So the previous owner and I sailed the boat for most of the way. I feel like that storm was a lot worse. Although I will concede this storm had the most amount of lightning. It's probably the worst lightning storm we've ever been in. While Steven did sleep during most of our very first real sail on this boat, ever since we've left North Carolina, if there is bad weather, Steven cannot sleep. He stays up the entire time. When we were in Wrightsville Beach, he stayed up for like 3 days straight because of the weather. On this particular trip, when it was time for me to take over and do my shift, Steven just could not sleep. So by the time we got to St. Augustine, he was just exhausted. So Talon and I took over, mostly Talon, but we put the sails away without Steven's help. Probably the first time that Talon and I have ever done it without Steven helping. So for Talon, it was kind of a big deal. Arrived at St. Augustine. We're going in the inlet now. It's a bit rollier than last time that we were here, so interesting times.
For the cross, but the swell is getting me a little bit.
Yeah. So I can't remember who it was that told us to aim for the cross.
That was Cito when we called him about coming in.
Right, I forgot about that. If you're going into an inlet or an anchorage and you're not sure about the conditions going in, you can call Cito and just say, hey, can you verify the conditions of this inlet? And they will tell you any pertinent information that you need to know, like it's deeper on one side than the other, or it's too shallow to come in right now, or the swell is really bad. And when we called last time, what they told us was the water was pretty deep enough, and if we just aim for the cross